February 3rd, 2025 meeting of the Fitchburg School Committee. I call this meeting to order. Please be advised that FATV is recording this meeting for public broadcast via audio and video. So I ask anyone in the audience that is recording this meeting to announce that. Seeing none, I ask everyone here to put your electronic devices into silent mode, please. Thank you. Okay, we will do the salute to the flag. School committee member Lindsay England, will you please lead us in the salute to the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Great. We have next on our agenda, school committee members and student reports. We have the school committee chair report. We have no report at this time. The resource subcommittee.
Resource subcommittee, we met on January 14th. We went over the grants to submit and grants to accept. They're on tonight's agenda. We went over the enrollment update. On January 1st, we were up 161 students over last year, which is very good for us. We discussed the contract with the Welcome Center, and we had an update on that. We also had a meeting. The mayor can fill you in more on that, maybe, if we met on that. We accepted the budget calendar for the coming spring, and we discussed the need for equipment for Crocker Field, for the track and field for this coming season.
Very nice. Is committee member Walsh on Zoom?
He is not here yet.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Stevens. Any questions or comments on resource subcommittee? Okay. Thank you. Moving on to
Building
school
needs.
building
We
needs.
also met on the 14th. Our building director gave us his very long report. I can't believe how they can accomplish so many things in a month. So many things that happen in the buildings. We were given an update on the status of the capital projects. South Street School roof is complete. On January 29th, we took a tour of the new Crocker Elementary School, which I can't wait for it to be completely open. It's going to be beautiful, and I wish I was back teaching and would be in a building like that today. Any questions? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Stevens. All right, policy subcommittee.
Okay, we met on January 22nd, and we completed Section I of our the policies that we're going through with Tracy Novick from the Massachusetts School Committee. And we are going to meet again on Wednesday, February 26th from 5 to 7 at Central Office. And we have two policies that will have first readings later on tonight.
Great. Any questions or comments? Next is J, and that's where we'll be discussing the student representatives.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
When, so
February 26th. So we won't have it for next meeting. It will be the meeting in March.
February 26th is the
That's our
next policy subcommittee?
Yep.
So next policy, do you think we'll have a determination for what we're going to do with student representatives, adjusting that?
Yeah, so we'll be bringing that to the table for our first meeting in March to talk about that and what that looks like.
First meeting here in March?
Yes.
Correct.
Yep.
Okay, and that, okay. Just so do we need to, we approve it section by section, or can we approve? I'm kind of thinking
you
like.
can approve it all. You can waive the first reading and
Of just that section?
of that.
So that we can get
Get them in there
student
for March.
representatives
Yep.
from the last week of March, or?
the last meeting,
third-
second meeting in March.
Third week?
Yep.
Third week of March.
Yeah, it's usually the third Monday, correct? Yeah, third Monday, but yes, third Monday of March.
that sounds,
So if we have
that would
the
be
first
great.
meeting, and yeah, we should be able to get that to you.
Okay.
Yep.
Fantastic. Thank you. All right. We have Student Support Subcommittee. That was chaired by Rosemary Reynolds.
Yes, we had a student subcommittee meeting, and just prior to this meeting, February 3rd, 2025, and we discussed 3 topics. One was we approved the minutes of the previous meeting, and the second one was the discussion about new DESE graduation requirements and competency determination, since the last elections eliminated MCAS as a requirement to receive a graduation certificate. So we had a lot to say about that. And then we reviewed the new protocol that has come out for ICE interactions, and it's a totally new thing, which is acknowledging the situation today, and it's quite difficult, but we went through it all. There are very specific directions for the superintendent of schools to deal with these things. And then that was it. That was it for the meeting. It took up the entire time.
Thank you. Any questions or comments?
Just comment, Massachusetts is still number 1 this year again in the country in education, as I read, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens when we no longer have the MCAS and what's going to happen, what's going to take place. So it'll probably be a couple of years before we really know the results of what doing away with the MCAS is going to do to education in Massachusetts.
And just to clarify, it's doing away with it as a graduation requirement,
Yeah.
but the
Yes.
test is still in full force and still
Yes.
very important.
And kids have to take it.
Yes, and a requirement.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the same force.
Okay, great. Any further question, comment? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. School Personnel Subcommittee, we have no report at this time. And Student Representatives Report, they have, their term has expired, so we're waiting for Policy J of the Policy Subcommittee to be ratified, and we're hoping for the 3rd week of March to see
Our new reps.
our new reps. Okay, great. Okay, that is all that is. Now we have approval from the minutes of the previous school committee meeting from January 6th, a whole month ago.
Make a motion, we approve the January 6th.
Second.
Motion and second to approve the minutes from the school committee meeting of January 6th. Any comment? Okay, and Mr. Walsh is not here?
He's still not here. No.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that is unanimously approved. Thank you. All right, next we have public comment. So,
Communication. Did we get?
communications? Do we have communications? Do we have any
I
communications?
have none. Can I, Mr. Walsh is trying to get in.
Okay.
I think Dan has to let him in, so. Dan, can you allow Mr. Walsh in, please? Says he's trying to get in.
No, he's having a technical difficulty apparently.
Okay, I'll let him know it's on his end.
Tell him to restart his computer.
Restart your computer. He's listening. Let me know if you can't get in.
Okay, so in the interim, until committee member Walsh joins by Zoom, we will do public comment. So we have public comments of no more than 5 minutes in length were to be submitted today by noon. Did we have any public comments?
We did not receive any.
Okay, great. So, yep. So public comments of no more than 5 minutes in length. You are free to make this at this time. At 4 minutes and 30 seconds, you'll receive a notice that your time is expiring.
Jacqueline Wetchie, Fitchburg resident, and I'm speaking on the Student Support Subcommittee. Our immigration and customs enforcement agents have a difficult and dangerous job. One was recently killed in the line of duty along the Vermont-Canadian border. They do this work to keep us safe and uphold the laws of our country. If ICE agents ever do come to one of our schools, I hope you will not only cooperate with them fully, but that you will also thank them for their service. I think it's unlikely that they will come to our schools, but I think we'd be burying our heads in the sand if we ignored the fact that some very violent foreign gangs have come into our country, including most recently Tren de Agua, and they do recruit young members, some of school age. Certainly, if they were ever to get a toehold in our schools, one school resource officer would not be able to handle the situation. And so I would encourage you to utilize any resources you might need should that happen, including ICE agents, in order to keep our students safe. That is your number one priority. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any further public comment? Okay, seeing none, we will continue on the agenda. We have Superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mayor. This evening, I'd like to invite our, our students who attended the Rose Parade back in January to come on up. Joining them, we have Tabitha Greenlease. So please come on up.
Thank you.
Hi.
I think you can go on either side. Yeah, there you go. So there, 11 of us traveled, and obviously we're missing a few for prior commitments. But with me tonight are James Cannon. Oh, from my right to left, so we have James Cannon, Elijah Decine, Elizabeth Fay, Monica Padilla, Olivia Reed, Shring Golap, and Dax Richard. So there we are. Yeah. They can speak about their own experiences if you would like to have any questions. We didn't prepare any remarks. I'm assuming that everyone has seen the clips of the New England Honor Band performing in the Rose Parade, but I do have them if they need to be watched. It's interesting when the best thing on your trip isn't marching up Main Street USA at Disneyland, which we also did. Yeah, so if those are things that we would like to watch, then I do have recordings. Otherwise, they should tell you a little bit about their experiences instead of hearing from me.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear it. Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
Come on.
I asked them in advance, if they would be willing. Some of them are a little bit more shy, but I think they're all willing to go. So they're not necessarily lined up according to who's volunteering first. So
How long is the video to watch it?
they're about a minute and a half for each
Are you
news
prepared to show them tonight?
Sure. How about while they're speaking, I'll figure out the technical side.
Okay, and then after they speak, you'll show them. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Someone.
Would it be possible to go up in the air and see if to make it?
Say,
I would go.
Pull your mic down a little bit. Yeah. Your mic.
Yeah, that's easier.
Perfect.
All right. To start off, I think I say for all of us when I say that it was an amazing experience, and we learned a lot from being in such a high caliber band. We were able to really hone in on working with members that have equal commitment to the craft as we do. And I think a very important thing that I got out of it was meeting new people that are like-minded. And I think all of us, we met so many interesting and fun and talented people that we were able to establish connections with and share experiences, including marching in the Tournament of Roses Parade and going down Main Street USA. And also just having a day-to-day life in California for a week. It was a very fun experience, and I'm very fortunate to have the opportunity. I think I speak for all of us when we say we're very fortunate to be able to perform in this parade, and I'd hope to do it again sometime if the opportunity permits. But yeah,
I have a
Thank you.
question for
Thank
you.
you.
What instrument did you play?
I play alto saxophone.
Alto saxophone? Okay, thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Who's next? Anyone else want to speak? Come on.
I just want to say that, like, one of the best parts for me, like, was just being able to meet so many new people. Like, ironically, I had to go so far to meet people in, like, Leominster, for example. Yeah. So I made a lot of new friends that people go to other schools, and that's what really made the experience worth it for me. And even meeting, like, finding people in California, which is funny, on the parade route, I met a lady came by who was actually a Fitchburg High School grad from California. So it was a cool thing to see. So that's
What instrument do you play?
Oh, I played the tenor quads drums.
Oh, nice.
Marching, yeah.
What does that look like?
There are like 4 drums. That, like,
Oh, yeah, okay.
yeah.
All right.
He started in our VIP program when we started it a few years ago.
Oh yeah. So it was about 30 pounds.
And
how many
long's
miles?
the walk?
No. Dax is being very, very kind. That is incorrect. So because of the way that physics works, the parade route is 5.5 miles.
5.5 miles,
And so
okay.
because of the way that the drums sit, in essence, Dax carried 75 pounds and did not play for 1 second of 5.5 miles on
Nice.
the parade route.
I didn't even know.
Oh, my.
Who needs the gym?
Wow.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Who else? Anyone want to come up? Oh, there's Jim. Hi, Jim. Jim's with us.
How you doing?
James. And now James. Yes.
It was just on the way up to the actual parade. It was such a fun, like, vacation experience, but really nothing could have prepared me for the parade itself. Like, it was like sort of like an out-of-body experience. Like, the whole time I felt like I wasn't really there. Like, it was just so surreal. Like, the crowds were so big, and it was insane. Like, I like pictured in my head what it would be like throughout the whole time, but nothing could have really prepared me for that. It was really exciting.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's good.
What instrument
What
do you play?
instrument, James?
I play the trombone.
Trombone.
I know what that looks like.
Thank you.
Imagine marching 5
Come on this way. Oh, okay.
Hi. I think for me, having the experience of going from being like separate bands to being one collective band, because we didn't all practice together. We all learned at our own schools the music and then came together. A bunch of us came to UMass Amherst to practice, but we had people from Maine, Rhode Island, and Connecticut that I don't believe made it to all of the rehearsals for that. So having to literally practice in a hotel, marching at like 5.5 miles and marching and having to learn the acoustics of that with people you've never played before is an insane experience, especially when you realize that, like, this sounds like a college band and there's only 89 of us? There was 89 of us. 85, thank you. I think it was 8 in the 80s. And you could still have that volume of those bands that were 300 plus people, and having every single person make it other than, like, military bands, which was insane considering we were all high schoolers. So that's the best part for me, I think.
Great.
Looking good.
And I play the piccolo before you guys yell at me before I leave.
That's like a little flute.
That's little.
It's very loud. That did not carry 75
I was going to say, that's very light. All right. Who's next? Okay.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hi.
For me, it was an amazing experience. Like going over there in California, and they were like, "Oh my God, there's bands in New England." I'm like, "Yeah, you're really good." And it was like an amazing experience, like showing people that like we're really good and confident, and like meeting other people from around the world, like bands around the world is like amazing, and hearing them play, and it was just an amazing experience for me. And yeah. I'm a tenor saxophone.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. There's 2 people left. Go ahead.
So I think for me, the best part was just like seeing the whole band come together. Like Liv said that all of us like practiced like at our own schools. And, like when the whole band came together in California and we did rehearsals, it was like really exciting. And like meeting new people and playing with them, it was just a lot of fun. And the life that we lived there was like completely different from here. And I personally enjoyed like all of it.
Oh.
And I also played the piccolo.
Nice.
What does he play in here?
Piccolo.
Piccolo.
Yeah. Piccolo.
So I don't know what to say that everyone hasn't already said, but something that like also I enjoyed was going to Band Fest because you got to see a lot of bands from all over like the country and the world, and they like seeing the different styles of marching that are different from here in New England was like really interesting to see. And then also like seeing even just the different styles within New England as you go to like the marching bands, you're combining like cities all over New England was just really interesting.
Nice.
Very cool.
That's great.
Oh, and I played clarinet.
Clarinet.
Clarinet. Thank you. And remind me, Fitchburg has history at the Rose Parade, correct? Yeah.
Indeed, yeah, that is true. So we are in some ways, we're the only high school now from Massachusetts that's done it twice.
Okay.
I mean, not technically, you know, that's like, it's a big technicality, but yes, in 1962, the Fitchburg High School Band was the very first high school band from Massachusetts to ever march in the Tournament of Roses Parade. So it was very special, I think, for all of us to be able to return in this way and to honor that moment in history and to create our own and kind of draw that connection between what the band did once and now that our students here are doing that today. It's really amazing, yeah.
It's wonderful.
Do you get the video?
I do, yeah. We're ready.
All right.
Hopefully our technology works.
It was like connecting and...
Okay.
So that I have two separate kind of news footage clips that have to present. So the first is from KTLA, which is a local California station. They always have some of the best coverage. I know that there were a lot of complaints from people like locally.
Did I miss it?
Yeah.
Trying to watch it on a different channel. I don't know, and I wouldn't name them because they like immediately went to commercial as soon as we were taking the turn. So many people, like one of our local stations, not FATV, they would never. Somebody did that for us. So here's the footage from KTLA. You can watch.
Live from Pasadena. Standing ovation from everybody in the bleacher section. How are you come around the corner, making their debut and representing no less than 6 New England states? Here are the band members of the New England Honor Marching Band.
We look good.
So this is an honors band. That means it's the best bands, high school, college musicians from across New England. And they assembled especially for the Rose Parade. Now, the states that we're talking about here in this particular group are represented from Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. The students had to be nominated by the band director. And so I just want to based on their musical ability, and this is what I love, their involvement in their schools, but also in their community. It's about giving back. Did a lot of training online with that to get ready for today's, and they finally came together just a few days ago. It's impressive. Take a look at this trumpeting angels here.
Oh.
Yay!
And then a slightly different angle. About 90 seconds.
It can be in many different industries as well. Yeah, jobs in the present as well. Okay, speaking of, we just talked about the present, the future, let's talk about the past a little bit. The New England Honor Marching Band, they are dressed as Revolutionary War soldiers. Again, continue that celebration of 250 years of American independence. The band is led by John Waters, and students hailing from 6 states of New England, assembled especially for today's parade. This is the one time that they all perform together. We're talking about Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Vermont, Hampshire, and Maine. Let's listen to them.
Yeah, he was on there. I saw you. Yeah, we saw you.
There's a lot of faces. Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. You guys look so great.
How did it feel watching yourselves for the first time? Like seeing you on yourselves on TV and that, you know?
It was surreal, honestly, to see yourselves on front of television doing such a great scale parade. It's something we haven't experienced before. So doing something on a scale such as this is amazing. We're very happy that we were able to have that kind of opportunity.
Did any of your parents go?
Someone who's not here, whose parents did.
Yeah.
Come on up. Please.
I was one of the chaperones. So I think they saw a lot of me, so which was great because I had a different perspective. I was right in the middle of the whole thing. I just want to say how hard these kids work. So I think they've already forgotten how many hours they put in each day out there. Because it was like from 5 in the morning till about 10 o'clock at night every day.
Oh my God.
And even the first day, they practiced to what, almost 10 o'clock? Yeah. And most of them were up for about 24 hours that day.
Wow.
Because we met at the high school at 3 in the morning, and they were going till 10 o'clock California time. Yeah, with the 3-hour time change, so they worked very hard.
Oh, so proud of you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Good.
And I like your hoodies.
Yeah, I saw the hoodie.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to add? Well, thank you.
I'd like to thank Mr. Richards also.
Thank him.
He's been helping out the band for quite some time. He drives his truck in the parade and pulls our van. You know, so Mr. Richards, a graduate of Fitchburg High School also, and
thank you.
Puts in a lot, helps out an awful lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Richards.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Anyone else?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well done.
Got Jim on.
Jim's here. Welcome, Jim.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes,
Okay, all right, I'm here. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. Sorry about the technical difficulties.
I think it was all mine.
All right. Moving on. This evening, we are joined by the robotics team. They're going to give us an update on their latest competition. And also, they have a demonstration for us, which we thoroughly enjoy them coming every year. So their coach, Dawn Marshall's here, and she has some students with her. So come on up.
Hi, nice to be back again. This year's events with the drones is called Gravity. Every year they change the game. I think everyone knows that at this point. So we do the drone competitions and the VEX robotics competition. So the drones this year is called Gravity, and we have Alex here as one of our representative of our best teams. Everyone else is kind of busy tonight with their busy teenage lives. So he has a representation of probably one of the best robots we've had for this year so far. So the VEX game this year is called High Stakes. I could bore you with a video of it, but you can look it up for yourself. Every year the game changes. So basically it's a new class every year. They're building for a different game. So this year this is what Alex has come up with. He's one of our senior members. 3 years, 2 years, 2 years, 3-ish, 3-ish.
So you had a competition already, or are you getting ready to go to the competition? I think you already had one, right? Back in
We had
December?
one drone. We're going to have one more drone competition in April.
In April, okay.
And then we have, our teams got registered a little late this year. I don't know, PO problems. So we only got into a few matches, but we just did one a couple weeks ago, something like that, for the VEX, yeah.
The VEX, okay.
And we're doing one this weekend.
This weekend, okay. Where are you going this weekend?
South Hamilton.
Ooh, okay.
It's a little bit of a trek.
Yep.
So we'll be up early.
Yep.
So it's a full day event. So this is what Alex's team has come up with. He's going to show you a little bit of both. And we incorporated pneumatics this year, which is nice. So it's a nice addition.
Are we going to have to duck?
Not yet.
It's too fast.
Ooh. Oh. Ah.
I think you kind of got the idea.
There we go. Let's grab that one.
It's a foam floor.
No, that one doesn't want to go on.
Keep trying.
So, really, we have a few things to it. It does work. Well, anyway, we have the max that allows to disconnect from there.
Ooh. What's captain's orders?
Oh, that just means I'm controlling it right now. So you can see in the back here it has some pistons. Those are the guys. They use air pressure to extend and retract. Which actually we got these last week. They're super exciting.
Cool.
They just came in?
And you already got them on the robot?
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we've got a drive train here, a conveyor belt, and
with the ring grabbers?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we also have. Let's see if I included this feature. Yeah. It's automatically tracking the rings right now. So we have a camera up front and I coded a function that allows it to go up to the ring.
And just puts it into the slot so it will go up.
Yeah. I can get it.
So you code a whole sequence and it does the whole thing?
Yes.
So it's not captain? What do you call it if it's doing it on its own? Matey?
What do I call it? Let's see. I put this here.
Oh, it's getting ready.
Extra time, yes. Okay. We are planning to replace these Omni wheels, which can move side to side really easily, and these traction wheels, which don't move side to side really easily. So that our center of turning is back here instead of in the front. That's one of the things we're doing. We have a lot of stuff on our to-do list to get done.
Yeah, you got a lot of work to do.
I was going to say, this has to be done this week, right? For your competition this weekend, or?
Yeah, we got one more in May, which will show the last version of it. So, yeah, we got a lot of new stuff this year.
Pretty cool. You press one button and it does it all for you.
Yeah. So.
How much of it has to be programmed, Alex, during the game?
There's a 15-second autonomous period, and then there's 1 minute and 45-second drive control period.
Okay.
So that's a requirement for the contest? Or the, what do you call it? Competition?
Competition. Pretty much. I mean, technically you don't have to have a program, but you won't get points. If you don't have
but we want points.
So looking to tweak this. Obviously, I think you got to lean back the goal a little bit more. to get that done. So a lot of this stuff, like I
Gotta
said,
get those crab wheels.
our PO's got a little back ordered, so all this new stuff. But
It's coming in now.
yeah, so we haven't had a lot, like the vision sensor and stuff like that.
Another thing to show is we've got these rubber bands down here.
Yep.
Because when the robot is on its wheels, the wheels tend to camber a bit like this. So we have these rubber bands to keep tension on the bottom and keep it nice and flat.
How did you come up with that idea? Just
Well, we noticed the wheels were cambering, so we...
so you thought of the rubber bands would hold it together.
Building a truss.
Yeah. We've got some nice detachable license plates too.
So you're either on the red team or the blue team. You're randomly aligned with another team from another school, or perhaps another team from our school. It depends on how many teams show up. But it's been a full, every time we've gone to an event, it's 49 teams anyway, so it's a full day. We leave at 6:30 and we get back at 6.
So if you're entering one robot, how many times might you compete throughout the day in, I don't know if it's in like different activities or competitions?
Usually you go to like 6 to 8 qualification matches during a competition. So that means each match includes that 15-second autonomous period and then the 1 minute 35-second driver control period. Then at the end, wherever you are on the leaderboard, you basically, they go down the leaderboard and you get to choose alliance teams that you compete with in the elimination matches at the end.
So we've consistently been in quarterfinals and semifinals. So
that's great.
We have out of our 4 teams, we usually get 2 or 3 that are in the top 8. I think it's the top 8 that you need to be in to be able to choose.
Yeah. And our robot did get 7th place out of 31.
Good.
Awesome. That's wow.
That is pretty good.
Yeah, we're competing against teams who've had teams for years and years and years. So they actually have robots from way back when that they actually
They're improving upon year over
bring
year.
back because it fits the game, you know. So they're not starting from scratch like we do. So we'd like to get at that point.
We're getting there.
The pandemic really set us back a couple of years, unfortunately, because we had a really nice team. The day before the pandemic, we were going to go to a meet. We were going to win, but that didn't happen.
That didn't happen. How many students this year are on the team?
Well, yeah, we lost. No, we didn't lose any. 10, 12. Yeah.
You had 11, I think, last year, right? Or something
Yeah,
like
so,
that.
there was a lot of seniors. I have a lot of seniors this year again.
Yeah.
So Mr. Landry and I have been talking a lot about pulling his robotic kids from the 8th grade and his program about getting them started in freshman year and just
perfect,
because that's what the ideal is, to start them at freshman year and go. Yeah,
you would have liked that, right?
Yeah. So we got to find those kids, who are excited about it.
That's great. Yeah, having it at the 8th grade level will help you. It's a nice feeder program.
Do we have 8th grade robots?
We do. Yep.
Oh, sweet.
It's at Memorial. Trying to get it at Longsjo now because we have a teacher that's really taken this passion and done a lot.
Kids too.
Yeah, he has kits. So now,
which are the prelude to these ones.
Have that happen at Longsjo. So, yeah.
So it'd be nice to have some feeder programs to really start them off at the. And I just got that arranged in guidance so you could take honors robotics and honors robotics 2, 3, and 4, so you see it. So on a college transcript, it looks really nice that you've taken it for 4 years.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, and it's a new class every year, basically, because it's a new game. So
that's great.
So it's fun.
I do want to point out one thing that I like about this tracking feature is that
the camera.
The camera point of view is kind of limited. It's hard to but if I move it out of view, it'll still try to.
Oh, very cool. It doesn't turn left. It doesn't turn the wrong way.
Yeah, I have the timeout for that feature set pretty low right now because I don't want it to keep turning.
Yeah.
It doesn't see the ring. But, yeah. And speaking of college transcripts, I will say I recently got into RPI.
Ooh.
Rensler? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Nice.
So you're still waiting to hear from?
Yeah, I'm still waiting to hear from all the other colleges. I'm here from them in
Is that your number one so far?
It's one of my top 3.
All right.
I mean, I'm also having an MIT interview tomorrow, so.
Hey, all right.
Good luck.
Yes, good luck.
And make sure you can tell them you learned everything from your elementary school principal, okay? Remember that, okay?
Keep making us look good.
Absolutely. We're very proud of the robotics team and all the work that you guys have
We
done.
thank you guys for your support.
No,
It's been
absolutely.
Thanks for
Thank you so much.
showing it off.
Thank you.
Is this the young man that...
Yeah, Alex, hold on. Mr. Roach has a question for you.
Knowing, seeing you come through when you were younger a few years back, how much has the robotics team given you sort of an insight into what you wanted to do in college? Would you say it had any influence, or?
It had a really good influence because I know I was kind of interested in some kind of engineering before that, but I know now that I really like robotics, and so I think I'm going to try mechanical engineering and maybe specialize in robotics. And I've been doing some recent research in like environmental things, which is why I sent out that survey for solar power. So I'm thinking maybe I can do some sort of research in college that combines robotics and environmental stuff. Like I saw this one cool research project at Carnegie Mellon that was a robot that autonomously samples soil, so people don't have to do it and risk themselves. Had to take a long time.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Super proud of you.
Yeah. Nice job.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Wasn't she going to show a drone?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have drones tonight? You do? You want to show a drone quickly?
May I ask a question? Is this the young man that joined the group? You were studying something else, and have you been? You've been before us.
I think so.
Before.
Yes, he came last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
But he wasn't with the group, and he kind of came.
Yeah. Right. What is your name again?
Alex.
Yeah.
Alex what?
Alex Fay.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Alex what?
Faye?
Faye.
Hey. Yeah, I remember you. Yes. Good. Got your interest, huh?
Yeah.
The autonomous, you have to go through like hoops and
Okay.
things.
So let's just see it take off and fly around. Right on my head. On the shiny spot of my head. Right?
These can go autonomous too.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it looks like it's got little eyes, like it's looking at us.
You guys like it?
Do these have cameras on them?
They don't have cameras, but they do have a couple of distance sensors, so they can sense distance in the front and also the left.
Nice.
So these are like trick drones for flying through stuff.
I think that's what you guys have courses that you fly through, correct?
So everyone who participates in the competition has the same drone. So they're too small for people.
I need one of those that can change the light bulb.
Thank you, Alex.
That was great.
Great job.
Yeah, it's cool.
Please let us know know how the next competitions go? Okay, thank you. You let us know.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Moving on, we are continuing with our directors updating us on their specific content area. Tonight, we are joined by Dr. Brendan Keenan, who is the Director of Social Emotional Learning for the district. Welcome, Brendan.
Thank you very much. I got zapped, but thank you.
Hi.
Thanks for coming.
Absolutely. Superintendent Thompson, are you able to pull up the slides?
I am working on that now for you.
Yeah, sounds good.
1 second. There we go. Sure.
Great. Thank you very much.
All right, you're all set?
Great. So good evening, everyone. Brendan Keenan, as Superintendent Thompson said. So I need to follow what you just saw, which is going to be impossible. So I won't even try. That was really unbelievable. Just hearing from our students, like, helped set the tone for what we're doing with social emotional learning. Just really, that was, I know we all enjoyed that. So I'll do my best to at least come close to what they did. But I've been with the district for about 1.5 years now. I know many of you I presented to last year. So this is really just kind of a brief update on where we've come since that time. A lot has happened. So we'll kind of get right into the slides here. And this is, we're not going to go around, but I just want to get this in our minds as we're starting to think about, so first of all, what is social emotional learning? But so what was the kindest thing that a school staff did for you as a student? And we don't necessarily have to say this, but we want to think of these actions that happen to us as students at whatever level we might have been. So think about something that might have been said that was supportive of you, maybe stepping up at a time that was difficult in your life. So this is, we want to think about these things because it's really at the heart of what student support is and also what social emotional learning is. So we won't do a go around or anything like that, but if you want, just have that in your mind as we go through this. And spoiler alert, so at the end, really want to think about social emotional learning as being something that good educators always did, even before there was a term for it. So we'll think of those kind of warm fuzzies as we go in. We can go to the next slide, please. So this has not changed since last year. So looking at what is a definition of social emotional learning. And I'll read this. SEL is the process through which children and adults acquire and effectively apply the knowledge, attitudes, and skills necessary to these 5 pieces: understand and manage emotions, set and achieve positive goals, feel and show empathy for others, and empathy really is at the heart of all of this work. Establish and maintain positive relationships, and make responsible decisions. Going to the next slide, we're going to see a bigger version of that visual. So what this is really showing is that collaboration is at the heart of all of this work. So we're going to talk about some of the initiatives that we've done in the district, and these are all collaborations. So I'm doing the presentation, but everybody that's around me from the administration, Alicia behind me, our Director of Special Education, we all work together on these initiatives. So you can see it really starts with the outer rung of homes and communities. We want families to be very involved in the work we're doing in this way. We really believe that families are, parents and guardians are the first teachers. Schools and classrooms getting down to that student level, and that we're looking to build the skills of students in this way in a really deliberate way. So thinking of those teachers that did kind things for you, those educators, they were building your skills along the way. Okay, so we have curriculum in there as well. We have school-wide practices and policies and partnerships with families, which is really important. And we'll go to the next one there. So knowing that SEL can be seen as a buzzword, like just something that cropped up maybe in the past 10 or 12 years, it's really tied to research. The reason we started to become deliberate about student support in SEL is because of, in part, these facts here. So with attendance, highly engaged students are 50% less likely to be chronically absent in school than students who report low engagement. I know we've done so much in the district to promote positive attendance, and there's some obvious reasons for that. When students are there, we can teach them much better. There's less gaps in learning. But this is really showing that it is tied directly to student outcomes. For behavior, students who report low social awareness, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of our survey results that we did with students before I end. Students report low social awareness, 2.5 times more likely to have one or more behavior incidents than students who report high social awareness. So that's talking about problematic behavior, challenging behavior, those different terms. So social awareness is a big part of students doing well with behavior. in school and out. And the last piece here, coursework. So students who report high self-management are 75% less likely to face failing grades than students who report low self-management. So we're just talking about students' perceptions of themselves here. And to get students to start to think about, children to start thinking about where their skills are and also their areas of need is part of what we've actually launched this year with some of our surveys. So, and I'm happy to answer questions as we go or at the end, whatever might be easiest. But so there is a research base for all of this. So belonging is a huge focus in the district, has been for a long time, even more so this year. This is a definition that we're really starting to use as grounding in our professional development, not just in SEL, but also across the content areas. So belonging, what is it? It's really important to have a common understanding, right? So beyond just access and inclusion, belonging is the equitable action to restore the dignity of those groups that have been excluded, ensuring each person becomes both a meaningful contributor and a valued benefactor of the organizations we create. So this is a two-way road. This means that it's a little bit different maybe than the way we thought of school in the past. Students really have a voice in shaping and actually, looking at what just happened. So the students were so highly engaged in robotics and music because they were able to self-select and follow their interests and passions. So I imagine if we were to talk to those students about their sense of belonging in school, it's probably pretty high, partially because of their extracurricular and what they're involved with. So this is saying that they're contributing and they're also benefiting from the school community that they're in. So it's really a two-way road. We can learn so much from students, and we're going to hear some interesting quotes from them as well that will help us. So this is really grounding and across all of our PD. And just to thank you all on school committee for the investment that you've made in our school counseling staff. So we have a good amount of school counselors that are very busy, working very hard. We have guidance counselors. There's 23 of those across our district. We have clinical interventionists and school adjustment counselors. There are 25 of them. So we have 49 total positions that are dedicated to social emotional learning. We're going to I'll talk to you a bit about how it goes beyond just the counselors. It's really, we're all educators are really pulling in this direction. But I just want to thank you for that investment and the support, because it really is showing a positive impact on our school communities. So I mentioned how all the work that we're doing is really collaborative in this effort. I just wanted to highlight a few things here. Professional development at the top. I've been directly involved with a lot of professional development in the district in collaboration with many of us here. We have a highlight just a few of these. A new educator induction program that's existed for many years, but we've really teamed up. Becky Mackey and I have teamed up so that we are co-facilitating sessions with educators and looking at how to deal with all the stressful things that come up for new teachers around classroom management, building relationships with kids. We're doing that direct professional development with students and, with staff on behalf of students. Also, for our counselors, we've carved out a separate but connected induction program for them, where I have sessions with them along with their mentors specific to their content area. My background is as a school counselor. So that has really been very well received by the counseling staff, and we're happy to continue with that for a second year. A lot of professional development, these other important groups too, family liaisons, paraprofessionals, counselor-specific professional development, so making sure that we're meeting their professional needs, which are very unique. It doesn't always fit in with the teacher PD that might be planned. And then also building administrators, which has been very collaborative with Glenda, Alicia, and I, and we have been looking at survey data, student survey data, which you'll see in a moment. Student voice and achievement data, just a brief mention about the surveys. And we're also really strengthening our tiered supports to make sure that there are safety nets for students when they start to struggle academically, behaviorally, and attendance-wise. And finally, supporting all students. So trusted adults, we talked a little bit about last June when I was with you all. When times are tough, when there's stress going on, whether it be in school or in the outside world or both, what we always come back to is making sure that kids have trusted adults that they can go to in school. It is the simplest intervention, but it's also the one that's been shown to be a major protective factor for kids when things are tough in the world. So it's something that we've really focused on a lot to make sure that there's at least 2 trusted adults for all of our kids. We have some work to do on that still because it's such a big district, but that is an aspiration and a goal. Mentioned briefly, we are looking at the code of character and conduct in the district and having a collaborative process and just having supportive strategies. So there's a lot going on. That's just a brief snapshot of what we're doing in terms of social emotional learning. And what I'm really happy to say, it's so embedded into what we're doing in terms of school improvement work, our strategic plan. It's really, it exists in so many different levels. So I am very passionate about it, and it's great to be in a district that has so much support for this work. We'll go to the next one there. Okay, just a few more here. And I want to say, you might have heard a little bit about what Panorama might be in the district. I just want to put out what that is, because that last year at this time when I was with you all, we didn't have this in place. So now it is. So what's great is that we have now this portal called Student Success, and it pulls all of our data together, including the student survey piece. And we can look at a district level to see how we're doing with behavior, attendance, grades. We can look at the school level, classroom, and then right down to the student level to see how are they doing. We can see on one screen grades, behavior, attendance. We can see what they said on their surveys, and it's really a conversation tool for not only students but their families as well. Teachers are really starting to use this a lot at parent conferencing so that we can make students' data digestible for anyone that would look at it. It's been a really nice enhancement to the district, and just want to kind of give you that snapshot there. The SEL survey data is in there. And then there's this great piece in Panorama called the playbook. So the playbook is what do we do now that we know there's an area of need or an area that we need to do something about? What can be done? That is the hardest part with solving a problem is, okay, now we know there's a gap. What are we going to do? The playbook in Panorama allows educators to go in and figure out what to do, either independently or even better, collaboratively. So because of privacy and things, we can't go into the portal, so I have to kind of just explain it to you because there's a lot of sensitive information there, but it really is powerful. For example, Crocker last week, we were doing school-wide professional development on how to use student success and to use it for student planning. It was very exciting for the staff, and there was energy in the room. There were, I don't know how many staff at Crocker, 90, 80 or so, but it was, I mean, people were very, very excited about what was going on and found all these different uses for it. So we're happy about that. This is a good thing for the district and the educators in it. Okay, so what you're going to see here are some quotes from students. We asked the question when we did the surveys in the fall, what can teachers or other adults in the school do to better support you? These are just a few. I think we had, so I know we had 3,500 surveys that were done, probably about that many responses to this. I did read them all, but these are the ones that I pulled out that I just wanted to share with you tonight. So the one in green there, they're doing just fine right now. I don't think they need any improvements. I love these kids. So they are so encouraging to say, like, I mean, there were so many like that, just saying, things are great. The one next to it, they can help me by pulling me aside and doing work one-on-one. So they're giving recommendations about instructional strategies that'll help them. They teach me how to tie my shoes. That's why I like them. So absolutely. I don't know, maybe some of us can remember that nerve-wracking fear of like seeing other people tying them and not being able to. That's what this student wanted to highlight. These are our students. They can ask what's wrong if I'm down or not being myself. They can help me if I'm struggling. Try to understand me and the backstory when I'm mad, sad, or etc. Powerful. I mean, really, to understand the why of what's going on, right? So important as we're shaping behavior, but it's just important in terms of relationship as well. They could help me with work outside of school so I could get my grades up, and they can also give me some self-confidence. It's interesting when we hear students like looking for the adults to give them these things too, like they really do rely on us for so much. And eventually we hope they internalize that. That's what this is about, is building those skills so it becomes part of them. But especially, and it's not just elementary kids. We might assume that some of these would be elementary kids. Like kids of all levels, middle and high school, are still looking for this kind of care and attention. We have so much work to get done and not enough time to do it. Not to mention college applications to fill out. It's a very stressful time for us. I just want them to continue to be understanding about that. So, I imagine this was a secondary level student, high school, end of high school. It's so important for us to keep that in mind. So we really are elevating student voice by doing this work. And we'll be doing another round of surveys in the spring as well. So anyways, I want to bring those to your attention. Just a few more here. So in terms of our results, we saw some really strong results in terms of supportive relationships. So I'll tell you what those percentages mean. 89% there means 89% favorable. So the higher the percentage, the better the outcome. So think of it that way. So grades 3 through 5, we had 89% of students saying they felt supportive relationships, not just at school, but at home, with family, and with friends as well. 83% at the secondary level. And that's actually considered like a very good outcome as compared to national standards. So it's a real strength. It's a testament to our educators who are there for students unconditionally. The area of growth, and this is like the opposite end of that spectrum, self-efficacy. So students were asked about their belief if they can succeed in achieving academic outcomes. And in this past fall, when we did this survey, 37% favorable at the elementary level, 3 through 5, and 33%. So we see that as an area of growth and of future growth, and something that we can really focus in on, too, in terms of skill building. Because once students feel confidence, and I think of the confidence that we just saw with the very complex robotics here, like high sense of self-efficacy, confident to be able to explain it to a group of people that may not know about it. That is what we hope for in every subject, for every student, and how important that is. So we'll go to the next one. I think we'll just be a little bit more on that. These are just topics that are covered in the new teacher induction program. So there's a long list I won't read to you there. And I believe we round out with the strategic plan right at the end on the next slide. Yeah, so like I said, it is really social emotional learning, student support, mental health support is tied in to what we're doing as a district, thankfully. So if all students and community partners collaborate, remove barriers, we can see there that social emotional supports are mentioned, and we really are doing that in a very collaborative way across a lot of different levels and across a lot of schools. So it's thinking of this past June when I was here, so much has happened since then in terms of positive movement, and I'm just really grateful for it. Happy to answer any questions. I know I went through quickly. I had about half the slides as I did last year, so I'm trying to keep it.
Hey, you learned from that.
I did, yeah. I wanted to go, depth instead of breadth. So.
Thank you, Brendan. I just want to acknowledge Mrs. Alicia Barosby in the audience, is the Director of Special Education. She's here. She is Brendan's direct supervisor and supports and mentors Brendan. So thank you for coming to support Brendan's work that he does.
Is self-efficacy kind of like self-confidence?
Yeah, that's...
How do we get kids to be more confident?
Exactly, yes, yeah. And, mentioning, like, coming in front of somebody explaining how a robot works, like, so complex to do that, and to really have that internalized and have that confidence is an example of it, yeah. Yeah, and it's not across all subjects. Sometimes students might feel more confident in math, not English. So it's building those skill sets too, so they can just start to be successful across the board, and also finding their passion projects and all of that. So
confidence is so important.
Yeah,
being able to advocate for yourself.
Yeah,
so important. Brendan. And Alicia, if you want to come up and also speak to it.
Sure.
I know one of the big pieces that we're working on right now and gearing up for is the district-wide code of conduct.
Sure.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that work and why we're doing it, and what our anticipated outcomes are?
Sure, and we'll, I think, probably bounce off each other. I'll kick it off since I'm on a roll here. So in terms of our district code of character and conduct, a few years ago there was, prior to my time here, there was a group of educators that came together to look at what was working in terms of student support related to discipline, we'll say, and what could be revamped. So there was actually a drafted plan. Now is an opportunity for us to come together and have a group of across-district educators that will give feedback into what's needed based on what they see in their schools, come together to learn a little bit about supportive measures for students, and then to draft the code of conduct that will culminate in June. So
Yeah,
do you want to say more?
Luckily, we were able to apply for a grant called Rethinking Discipline. And with that, we were able to contract with a company called Equity Imperative, Matthew Rodriguez. And he is working with us to get teacher voice, student voice, security, administrators, everybody's input into the work that goes into this code of character and conduct. And really it's about how do we support our teachers in the classroom, how do we support the schools, and how do we support the students to, we all make mistakes, we all, struggle to, as Brendan spoke to, self-management. And so how do we learn from that? How do we build our character but also support students and teachers within the classroom? So that work is starting, and it's already started, but we now have moving into learning sessions with a group of up to 30 administrators, teachers, anybody who wanted to be a part of it. That will end in June. June we'll be done with that and have an action plan and rollout plan from there.
Great. Thank you. Any questions for Brendan or Alicia?
Thorough.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Well done. Thank you. All right, moving on. Moving on to the budget items. This evening, we have 5 donations to accept. The first donation is for Memorial Middle School from First Book Marketplace in the amount of $500. This will go towards books for students at Memorial. The next one is to the Fitchburg High School Fall and Winter Game Day Competition, the cheerleaders. And this is from the Camo family. They are donating $6,321.80 for new cheer uniforms.
Ooh, fancy.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
The next donation is for Longsjo Middle School from All One Credit Union in the amount of $100. This is to support students in need of financial assistance who will be attending the Washington, D.C. trip in the spring. The next donation is for Goodrich Academy from the Rotary Club East in the amount of $1,000. And this is to go towards families in need and students in need at Goodrich Academy. And the next one is for Fitchburg High School from the U.S. Navy. They donated shirts from the U.S. Navy to the FHS Junior ROTC program in the estimated value of $1,000. And last but not least, actually that was the last one. So that is all I have for you this evening.
And grants to submit and grants to accept?
Yep, those are for donations. And for grants, Glenda, you want to go over the first 2 grants since they were related to curriculum, correct?
Yeah, sure. So the first 2 grants are associated with our social studies. Specifically, the Democratic Knowledge Project is for grades for grade 8. That would be in association with our current civics work. This is something that has actually been piloting already at Memorial, and they want to expand this to also incorporate the DKP is what they call it, into Longsjo as well. So really aligning that 8th grade civics. And then the next one is investigating history. This is something that they're going to be piloting some units this year, so they will come back to talk about what that pilot looked like and what the successes of that was in grades 6 and 7 for world geography and ancient history. So for investigating history, this particular curriculum is actually something that's been created in partnership with the Department of Education and also Harvard as well. And so this is actually a curriculum that has become open source and available and is moving towards the high quality resource track, which, you know, for social studies and science, you know, we have limited curriculums that are on that track. So this would be one of them. So we're excited to have the possibility of bringing that here.
Thank you. Mr. Roach, do you mind going over the last two grants?
Yeah.
Thank you. The comic book project in promoting safe and healthy learning environments?
Yeah, the comic book project is in the amount of $20,000. As noted there, it equips 84 chapters and other youth-serving programs with training and resources that empower them to facilitate middle and or high school youth to plan, write, design, and publish original comic books which incorporate themes of fighting against tobacco and vaping industries specifically. And it's part of Memorial Middle School's after-school program. And then the Promoting Safe and Healthy Learning Environments, Elevating Student Voice and Well-Being grant, Mass DESE, is the funding agency there. It's up to $62,500 for option D or up to $75,000 for option F. The purpose of the grant is to support district schools in elevating student voice in order to strengthen safe, supportive, and healthy learning environments preschool through 12th grade. There are several options as noted, and we're applying for participation in option D, which is service learning and social emotional learning with academic integration. Option F includes youth participatory action research.
Yeah, so this is going to be supporting the change-making work that we've done for years in the after-school program. So those are the four grants that we would like to apply for. And then moving on to our policies. I have two on here. Unfortunately, the first one, number 4105, the non-discrimination and harassment policy. We do not have our final copy yet from our attorney. If you remember, this policy is all referring to the changes in Title IX. Remember recently I discussed with you that the Title IX regulations changed back in August, and we adopted the new policy. With the current new administration, currently a judge has turned over the old Title IX policy that was brought into effect in August of 2024. Because of that, we now have to revert back to our old Title IX policies. That being said, we did send our last policy that we had, which is in front of you. That was back in 2018. We did send that to our attorney to go back and look at that because we just wanted to make sure we had the correct language back from 2020 in there. We have not heard back from him yet. That being said, we are moving forward with following all the updated regulations or going back to the regulations from 2020. So anytime we have to have a Title IX investigation, we have to go back to our old procedures that we followed before. All our principals have been updated on that, and they are well aware of the old procedures because we just did them last year. So they're pretty fresh in our heads. So that being said, I will have that hopefully for you next school committee meeting to adopt that policy. But that is all around the Title IX changes. Okay? The one that I do need a vote on this evening, and if we could, if there isn't, this says first reading. I don't know if we could possibly talk about just doing a second reading if possible this evening, because we'd like to get these passed and implemented as soon as possible. But if you remember last time, the graduation policy, the competency determination changed. So remember back in November, the Massachusetts voters had decided not to use MCAS as a graduation requirement anymore. So that being said, starting in November of 2024, all students who passed the MCAS before November 2024, they were all set. They received what is called a competency determination. So they met that requirement because they passed MCAS. Those students who still have not passed MCAS and are graduating in 2025, they no longer can use MCAS as a competency determination. What we have to do moving forward for 2025, those students, we have to then revert back to coursework that was associated with the MCAS test that the students took. Okay? That being said, In English, it is English grade 10. They have to receive a passing grade at English grade 10. In mathematics, it is geometry and algebra 1. They have to receive a passing grade in both of those courses. And then for science, it is biology or physics. So for students who still don't have that competency determination and are graduating in 2025 this spring, we have to make sure that they pass those courses. And if they pass those courses, then they receive the competency determination now moving forward. So that's what the policy is in front of you this evening. Everything else is the same as before. It's just redefining what that competency determination is.
So as a matter of procedure, the graduation policy didn't come before us on an agenda.
It did not. It went to the policy subcommittee. You are correct.
Right, so we can't send it through, we can send it through its first reading.
But we have to wait until next time, correct?
And
You can't waive the first, no, that's only for the policy.
It's just not an actionable item
It's
on
not
the
an actionable
agenda.
item. Yep.
So, right, so the graduation policy is not listed in our action items, but because it is listed in the agenda, we could take it as a matter before us.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
My understanding.
Mine too. It's in the agenda.
Okay, but as
It's
to
not an
policy.
action item. You
It's
are
not
right.
listed as an
We did it
action
on-
item, but it is listed as an item on our agenda that we could take action upon this item.
Correct. It is on the agenda, but it's not an action item.
Okay, but you, for 4105, that is
That is
a
on.
moot point
A
at
moot
this
point,
point,
correct.
so we won't be addressing that.
Correct.
Okay, so would we like to entertain a motion to accept policy item 5238, the graduation policy, and send it through its first reading?
I'll make a motion to accept 5238 for its first reading.
Second. Okay, we have a motion second to adopt policy item 5238, graduation policy, and send it through its first reading. Are there any comments or questions on this? Mr. Walsh?
Yes.
Any comments or questions?
No.
Okay, anyone else? All right, all in favor?
I believe I have to do a roll call because
Yep.
Mr. Walsh.
Yep, we will do a roll call vote on the motion.
So Mayor Squalia?
Aye.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Walsh?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mrs. Jeffries?
Yes.
Mrs. England?
Yes.
All right, that passes unanimously.
We will have this as an action item for next time. Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, now before us, we have the action items 25472 through 25477 as previously described by the administration.
I make a motion to bundle action items 25472 through 25477.
Second.
Motion and second to bundle all listed action items. Any comments on the motion?
No.
Roll call?
Mayor Squalia?
Aye.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Walsh?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mrs. Jeffries?
Yes.
Mrs. England?
Yes.
Okay, that is unanimous. Those are bundled, and now the bundle of action items is before us.
Make a motion to approve the bundle of 25472 through 25477.
Second the motion.
Motion and second to approve the bundle. Any comments or questions on the motion? Okay, we'll take it by roll call.
Mayor Squalia?
Aye.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Walsh?
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mrs. Jeffries?
Yes.
Mrs. England?
Yes.
All right, that's another unanimous vote. We get along so well. Okay, other business. Do we have any?
No other business.
And we have no executive session, so
Make a motion to adjourn.
we have a motion and second to adjourn, and we do not need a roll call for that, so we will adjourn.
Thank you.